have both sides now sanded down. You can see the wide strip where I've sanded down, so I have an area to put the jump stitches and the Gel Magic seams, and then the fillets and glass tape over it. I'll probably fillet both sides but just glass tape this side. And while I've got it like this, I've got it jammed in place, so now I can take my pencil and draw the perimeter where everything goes. Let me set up and show you what I've done in the trunk. Well, I called it the trunk. I guess it could be called the trunk. The transom seat, and I got this panel cut out, and saw me cut out this other day, and this one got the that tape is cured, and I'll probably put one more coat of give it a light sand and one more coat of epoxy on the inside, but I need to epoxy all the edges. You always want to make certain that all the edges have at least a couple soakings of epoxy, otherwise water will get intrude, and then your expensive marine plywood is not rot proof. So I've got that, but I noticed that I did these two, I didn't get the trying to be cheap on the plywood, I didn't get the seams in the right spot. I might have, if I had them both down on the bottom, I might have went ahead and just left them that way and painted them. There'll be tape. Now let's get it right. There'll be tape along here and fillets on the inside and fillets up around it here. Maybe tape. I'll probably tape across the bottom. I don't know if I'll tape up here. So I need to get my list out. I've got a thing I printed out from Duckworks for hatch sizes. So I need to figure out how big the rim is. I probably can get an 8-inch on this way, and that'd be a nice size. And I'm trying to think that maybe on these seat tops down in here that I might put 6 inches right in here close to the little daggerboard pyramid, a couple of vertical hatches, and that make it easier, much easier to paint and get stuff out, because it's not like I'll be setting in there. If I do set and row, I'll be setting on that part. So I brought out my book from Duckworks, and it has all the hatch sizing information. It's the other side of this. And I've got, it's kind of like my boating Bible. I've got all the printouts for all the fittings and everything, fittings and blocks and everything, and you can probably see the lines that I've got in here. I used my handmade little protractor compass. Compass doesn't, protractor isn't, yes. To line up to where it's going to go, and then I used a pencil to mark in the grooves. I'll put this panel on the back side. I was looking at maybe an 8-inch hatch, but an 8-inch hatch was going to take about, where the hell's it? 10 inches. And that was going to get me down into the tape on the bottom and the tape on top. So, and I can't imagine what I would stick in here, as small as that is. I don't know. I mean, I don't need that big a hole to get into there. I mean, it's just a day sailor. I'm not trying to stuff a life raft or anything in there. So 6-inch hatch should be more than adequate. One of the things you can use your pieces of scrap for is the backing plate. Now sometimes, early on I've used, cut out a full section of wood here, 10 inches square for like a 6-inch hatch. But there's no need for that, because most of it, all this gets cut out. So all you really need is some 3-inch sections and do the perimeter, because you can see the circle is going to go right around in here. And so you'll have plenty to act as a stiffener on this 4mm. And this is all 6mm here, so I'll go ahead and epoxy that up now. And then when we get, then I'll go ahead and cut the hatch out when I get that done. Well, I'm back at it. It's Today is a new day, even though it doesn't seem to be on the video. I had to go into replay and see what the last videos I had. I was going to make another video, start one yesterday, and I've got the titling and all that done, but I didn't have any clips. And I think I just realized a couple minutes ago that I still had clips on the camera that I had downloaded onto my computer in order to edit. So I had my level here to check. The boat is again leveled down. I've got it set up so where I can put my level on the daggerboard trunk here, and we're setting right on the bubble. And that's something you kind of want to do. Side to side, I've got it tied down level, and we're still level here. So I've got it, the seat wired up, and got the hole cut. You can see inside. And you can see how smooth, there's no thick globs of epoxy, how smooth that blade. This is an old one, and this one, all kinds of ripples and shiny spots and bumps and stuff. This was using probably a plastic scraper, and it didn't really get it smooth. But then you can notice the difference when it goes to the satin reflection of where I used the putty knife. And you'll also notice that one side, I was trying to save wood, and I put the line up on the top on one side, and it's on the bottom of the other side. So, and you can also see how the outline of those pieces that we put in. And then I took my little low angle plane and I planed the edges over, just kind of 45 them along here just to make it smooth. Now that we got the wired up, I'm going to have to get some jumps, mix up some easy fillet, or not, well, I may put easy fillet, but probably going to mix up some Gel Magic and put some dabs along these signs for some jump stitching. I don't really want to waste a nozzle yet. I might, but I might go ahead and do some more. I think I'm going to probably get the whole hull, that light there, get the whole hull. Oh, I'm in a good chroma key position. I can put an interesting background behind me. Maybe I will. I'm going to get all the parts and all the holes done, and then I think I'll probably paint the hull maybe, and then make the order for all the hatches, and then I can install those in at any time and drill the holes for them even after it's painted. So let me go ahead and I'm going to work on the nose for a little bit, cut that nose panel down, existing one, and then I'm going to cut down on the top seat and get those pieces ready, because I don't know if I've had this one or not. Let me set up again. I may have this already, but I've got this back in place and measured across the top, and then I've got my lines inside and out. You can see those there. Go ahead and leave this out. Let me go ahead and get the top panel and get it. Yeah, maybe we'll focus on the nose panel up here. I got it in place, and I've already got a line marked where I've got a cut along this edge here, shorten it up, and that'll get rid of the holes where I had the screws. So let me go ahead and cut that and get that fitted. I wanted it, this panel overlap the top of this one. I'll reset up and show you later, but I want overlaps so then I don't have to put a bead along. If say you've got two 90-degree edges, one's over the other top, so I can round it down. Here. Okay, whenever you try to overlap one with the other, either come in this way, but usually on a seat you want the edges overlapping the supports for more strength. And if you get them wired in like this, you'll see you've got that little bevel in there you've got to you've got to fill in and round out with fillet material. But if you make everything overlapped like that, then all you got to do is round over this edge and you're good to go with putting glass tape on it. So you can see I've got this cut off. And while I had it out, I went ahead and rasped it over a little bit, rounded it, took some sandpaper, some 60 grit, and sanded it down. So it's in. Now I got to decide whether I want to put, I'm toying with the idea of putting the hatch up here, seeing how it's not going to be that much of a sailing or a rowing boat. I was thinking that maybe I'd put the hatch up here, make it easier to get to than say down here. Which would be behind the mast if the if it was sailing. But then I don't know, maybe if somebody wants, if I sell this and they want to have somebody set up in the bow, then that might be a problem. It would be fairly flush. I'll have to decide on that. This is one of those hatches. I got this from Chuck, and it's a, let's go back here. Okay, what the heck is the brand name? Daytona Plastic, and it's the one with the little swivel thing here. You turn it and then pull it away. It comes away pretty quick. And, and the rubber gasket come out. I'm going to have to glue that back in. I had it, when I first got it, I had a little video of where I had the hatch. I had it sitting like this, and I filled it with water and it immediately drained out. So then I got to looking at it, it's like, what is the problem with this hatch? And it's got this little lever that goes back in here that turns around, and then that's in the position where it latches. Well, it was getting a lot of play up here, so I thought, well, how can I fix this? And I thought, well, it's got a pin in here, and they must have been able to get it in, so I figured that I must be able to get it out. And so I pushed it out, and it looked like it's trying to come out again. Yeah, and I took this handle off, and I put, I don't know if you can see it down there or not. Yeah, there it goes. This washer, I think it was 5/16, no, 3/8 or 5/16. It may have been 3/8 stainless steel washer. That was just thick enough to get rid of the gap, so when you flush it down, it pulls it in tight. So it should be a workable hatch now. I don't know why they don't do that. Otherwise, it wouldn't be a bad hatch.